another Wednesday night exhortation. It's your active bro, Zachariah Israel, aka the Messenger, aka DSTM. Reader for tonight is
Shalom, Brother Nazareth.
Brother Nazareth. We got a good one for y'all. Lord's willing, y'all be edified. We gotta bring it out though. Will you make it out? Let me get that thumbnail. Will you make it out? That's the question. All right. Because it's a lot of feel-good doctrine going on out here. It's a lot of doctrine saying all you got to do is just be baptized, get dipped in the water, and you're going to make it up out of here. All you got to do is believe. You ain't got to keep no commandments, and you going to make it out of here. Hey, man, that's a lie. That's a lie. You understand? You got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments if you want to be in that place of safety. All right. Now, tonight, we ain't got no scribe, so y'all ain't going to see no scriptures or anything at the bottom. Please, family, try to keep up with us. We're not going to be all night. We're going to go and get y'all up out of here early. I know a lot of y'all just came from the Christian church, and y'all know y'all like getting up out of there early. So we ain't going to keep y'all, due to your attention spans and everything. All right. First, give me 2 Timothy 4:2, because a lot of people want to know if this your first night. Why y'all call it Wednesday night exhortation, right? And this is the reason. Read.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. Preach the word. Be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort.
Exhort, meaning to push, meaning to encourage, right? Meaning to motivate, strongly urge you brothers and sisters to keep the commandments. Read.
With all long suffering and doctrine.
We're going to long suffer with our brothers and sisters, man. I know a lot of y'all just coming into this truth, right? I remember when this truth wasn't popular. All right. I was one of the ones born into it. All right. I'm 44 years old. It wasn't cool to be an Israelite. It wasn't cool to even my name, right? Zachariah Israel. It wasn't cool to utter these things, man. Now, you got brothers, you got certain camps out here that made it popping, made it real popular. Now everybody, hey, Israel, all praises to the Most High, right? Because the lost sheep is waking up to that knowledge that we are the children of the Most High God. You understand? Give me that thumbnail again. Wednesday night exhortation. Will you make it out? Let's see. We're going to pull some scripts. Give me 2 Ezra 7. We're going to start at verse 7. You got it. Read it.
2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 6 in the Apocrypha.
Start at verse 7.
Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow.
So the entrance to the kingdom is narrow, right? Read.
And it is set in a dangerous place to fall.
And is set in a dangerous place to fall. Oh, hold on. Can you see pretty good over there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Read.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water.
So, us as Israelites, so-called African Americans, hate fire and hate deep water. A lot of us don't even know how to swim, right? Read.
Verse 8. And one only path between them both.
So it's this path is narrow. It ain't got much wiggle room, right? Read.
Even between the fire and the water.
Read.
So small that there could be one man go there at once.
So small that there could be one man go there at once. So we understand you supposed to gather yourself together, right? Zephaniah 2:1. We understand don't forsake the assembling yourself together. Hebrews 10:25, right? But it's gonna come a time, guys, where you're gonna have to walk this walk alone. You're gonna be tried alone. Your friend ain't gonna be able to get you in. Your brother, your sister, your mama, your daddy, your deacon. your pastor, anybody, right? Read.
Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it,
So if you ain't gonna pass the danger set before it, right? Read.
how shall he receive this inheritance?
How you gonna receive the blessing, the inheritance? You gonna be tried. Okay? Don't let nobody fool you, man. Hey man, you just gonna we gonna meet the Lord in the air and we gonna just be out of here. Don't let nobody that's not keeping the commandments, because it is truth in that, right? But if they ain't doing what thus said the Lord, right, they ain't gonna make it. Right? Read.
Verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel portion.
That's your portion. You're gonna go through things, right? Verse 11.
Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes,
Read.
then was the decree that now is done.
That is now done because Adam listened to who? Eve. Okay? So she transgressed and he turned around and transgressed behind her. He turned around and followed her, rather. You understand? Read.
Verse 12. Then were the entrance of this world.
Start from verse 12 again. Read it with a little bit more enthusiasm. Read.
Then were the entrance of this world made narrow.
So now the entrance is made narrow. Read.
Full of sorrow and travail.
You're going to go through sorrow, travail, trials, tribulations. It ain't going to be all sweet like the pastor, T.D. Jakes, and all you Christian preachers, and you out here singing and dancing on Sunday, right? Lying to the people. It ain't going to be sweet. Read.
They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful.
Hey, that time going to be hard. Right? It's going to be hard. Continue.
Verse 13. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure,
Read.
and brought immortal fruit.
Read.
If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things,
If you don't labor to enter these straight and vain things, we got to labor, man. You just can't sit around on your hands. Okay? The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. Why you think we doing what we doing? We got more things coming. All right? This is just our little Wednesday night exhortation, right? We got our street ministry. Okay? We got the podcast for bodily exercise, profit of little. We going to have about 4 ways to get out here and do this work. All right? Read.
they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
You can't receive those that are laid up for you if you ain't doing this work. Okay? Give me verse 15.
Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man,
Read.
and why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal?
Why are you start at verse top of 15 again.
Verse 15. Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man?
You're a corruptible man in these flesh bodies, right? Read.
And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal?
You mortal. Right? You mortal. You haven't reached immortality yet. Continue.
Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come?
Okay, these things that to come, you ain't consider these things. You thinking it's going to be all sweet, and it's not. You got to consider these things. You got to look towards to the future. You got to be prudent. You understand? Read.
Rather than that which is present. Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearers rule, that bearers rule, thou hast ordained in thy law.
In thy what?
In thy law.
In thy law. Thy law. So they don't want to keep no more, right? Read.
That the righteous should inherit these things.
The righteous going to inherit these things. Not the wicked. But you got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? Continue.
but that the ungodly should perish.
Should what?
Should perish.
The ungodly is going to perish if you're not doing what you need to do. That's point. That's blank. And that's period. You understand? You got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the whole duty of man. You got to, right? We're going to get that a little later, all right? Give me Matthew 7, verse 13. You got it? Read it.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
There go that straight gate again. We just read it over there in 2nd Esdras, right? Read.
For wide is the gate, and broad is the way.
Wide is the gate, broad is the way. Right? Read.
That leadeth to destruction.
To what?
To destruction.
So when you out here doing what the world doing, right? Everybody watching football, basketball, waiting on a tournament. You understand? Happy that Alabama made it. You feel me? I hear this stuff up there at work, man. People like, hey, man, what you think? I'm like, dude, I'm not even watching that. Okay, I might look at the scoreboard or something because I ain't root for no team, but I know y'all die-hard fans for this stuff, right? That I be hoping your team lose. I'm just gonna be straight up, man. I'm always rooting against your team because y'all too die-hard for this stuff, man. And a lot of y'all ain't got nothing. You ain't got no crib, you ain't got no car, you ain't got no wife. You ain't got the basic things, man, but you know everything that's going on in the entertainment world. Right? Read.
And many there be which go in thereat.
Start from the top again. Read it with a little bit more authority.
Verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
Read.
For wide is the gate, and broad is the way.
Read.
That leadeth to destruction.
Read.
And many there be which go in thereat.
Read.
Because straight is the gate.
Straight is the gate. Read.
And narrow is the way.
You got to walk that straight and narrow path. You got to stay on the straight and narrow. We just read that in 2nd Esdras 7. You got that fire on one side. You got that deep water on the other side. And you on that straight and narrow. You understand? Read.
Which leadeth unto life.
Which lead unto what?
Life.
Life. Life. Read.
And few there be that find it.
No, many.
Find it.
In what? And few?
Find it.
And few there be that find it. Few. Not many, but few. Read.
Verse 15. Be aware of false prophets.
You got them false prophets out here. All these false prophets. Oh, you gonna be all right, man. Don't worry about nothing. Do you believe Christ died, came and died for your sin, and he rose again? Yes, that's all you got to do. Come on, brother. You lying to the people, about to get a whole lot of people killed. Read.
Which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
They are ravening wolves inwardly. Don't let nobody play no games with you, man. All right? Just sitting up taking your tithe money. And tithing ain't even money, it's actually food. So they playing with you. All right? Give me Matthew 24:24. You got it? Let me know when you get it. Read it.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets.
In these last days, you're going to have a lot of false Christs, Yahushais, right? The anointed one, right? It's going to be people that's going to rise up saying they know Christ, they got the word of God, and they ain't using his word. False prophets going to be doing the same thing, right? These guys can't even tell you your nationality. They can't tell you nothing of prophetically how we got here, when we going to leave, and what we got to do to get to the kingdom. Those are false Christ and false prophets. Right? Continue.
And shall shew great signs and wonders.
They're going to show great signs and wonders. Read.
And so much that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
If it was possible, the very elect would be deceived. That's how strong their doctrine is. So a lot of y'all, man, getting ready for what? Christmas. Y'all set up and ate that turkey for Thanksgiving. Broke bread with your oppressors. Knowing that it's a day of genocide. Knowing you got Indian in your family and you didn't give a damn. You still sat there and ate that feast. We didn't celebrate that, family. We mourned with our ancestors. But what happened to them? It was a memorial for us to remember, but we didn't partake in that. All y'all did is just reminded us how wicked the damn day is and how evil the people that force that day on you are. You understand? Give me Psalms 91. Start at verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
If you doing what you supposed to do, right, you're going to be in that secret place. The secret places, these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what you want to hide and bury yourself in. Continue reading.
Verse 2. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust.
You got to trust in the Most High God. Right? But with actions, because faith without works is dead. You read that in the book of James. You understand? Continue.
Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler.
He's going to deliver us from the snare and the fowler. That's them planes, that's them missiles, that's those nuclear bombs. You understand? Read.
And from the noisome pestilence.
That's that noisy, all that noise that's going on right now over there in Israel. Right? All that noise that's going on over there right now in Russia and Ukraine and Iran. Right? That's what's going on. Hezbollah and all that. Right? Read.
Verse 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust.
You're going to be covered. It's being broken down here as protection. Just like a bird cover her young or his young. Protector that got that shield over you. Right? Continue.
His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Thy what?
And buckler.
Thy shield and buckler. This truth. Okay? Thy law is the truth. You understand? Continue.
Verse 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day.
We're not going to be worried about these things, the ones that's keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're not going to be concerned. Right? Read.
Verse 6. Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
We're not going to be worried about no destruction. We're going to be in that place of safety. Right? Lord's will, we're going to make it up out of here. We're going to make it up out of here. Continue.
Verse 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand.
Okay. Read it from top of 7 again.
Verse 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side. And
stop. 1,000 gonna fall. Just imagine 1,000 people. You running and all this stuff going off, and 1,000 people fall on one side, right? Read.
And 10,000 at thy right hand.
And on your right hand side, right, you got 10,000 people that die. When all this war and turmoil and trouble and all these things break out, right? Read.
But it shall not come nigh thee.
And don't nothing happen to you. Don't nothing happen to you. Why? Because you in that place of safety. The Lord got them angels around you. He's protecting you. And he said, hey, this my elect. This brother or sister is sealed. I got to get them up out of here. All right, read.
Verse 8, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
The reward of the who?
Of the wicked.
The reward of the who?
Of the wicked.
The wicked. That's the ones that's been out here committing adultery, right? Fornicating, right? Hating your brother, right? Murdering, right? Being covetous, in idolatry, worshiping false gods and idols, not keeping the commandments, not keeping the feast of the Most High God, but celebrating the traditions of man. That's the wicked, right? Continue.
Verse 9, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation.
Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, right? You was doing what he said. You might have been out here in the world and you say, you know what? I got to repent. I don't see this ending well. Okay. So all praises to the Most High. Continue.
Verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
You're not going to get sick. All right. You might get a little runny nose or something like that. But what should I call it? All these big old things that then came out. Y'all know what it is. I can't say it because I might get flagged. You're not going to get none of these things. The Most High going to preserve you, right? Read.
Verse 11, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways.
Them angels going to protect you. Read.
They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone.
Read.
Thou shalt tread upon the line.
Tread upon
the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou tremble under feet.
So we gonna be fearless. Okay? We're gonna be fearless. We're not gonna be worrying about nothing, right? Continue.
Verse 14, because he hath set his love upon me.
That love, right? What's love? Keeping of the commandments. If you love God, you should keep the commandments, right? 1 John 5 and 3. John 14, 15. You understand? Read.
Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he have known my name.
He have known my name. Meaning known my statutes, my judgment, my commandments. Right? Read.
Verse 15, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him.
So we're going to be delivered about this trouble. Why? Because we kept the commandments. We know his name. Just like when the Messiah came, the black Messiah, Christ came. He came in his Father's name. What did he do? He kept his Father's word. He was perfect in the flesh. That's how you know his name, by keeping his commandments. You understand? Give me what verse you on?
16.
Give me verse 16.
Verse 16, with long life will I satisfy him and shew him my salvation.
We gonna make it. That's when you gonna be saved. Now I got a whole lot of scriptures I can bring out. I'm trying to keep it short because I got a similar lessons that I'm doing, a similar message that I'm doing this Wednesday coming up. You understand? Gotta save some of it. I ain't gonna lay it on y'all too thick. You understand? Give me Revelations 11 verse 14.
The book of Revelation chapter 11 verse 14. The second woe is past.
That's the second war. Woe meaning destruction, right? This world has had two world wars, right? Read.
And behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
The third war world war coming quickly. Read.
And the seventh angel sounded, and there they were great voices in heaven.
And there were great voices in heaven. Read.
Saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ.
Read.
And he shall reign.
He shall reign.
Reign forever and ever.
He's going to reign forever and ever. Right? Yahweh Shai. He's going to be over this whole world. You understand? So you got to get yourself prepared for that third woe. World War III. Because it's going down. It ain't going to be by water this time. It's going to be by fire. You understand? You understand? So let me get this video real quick of that fire I was talking about. What it's going to be like when them nuclear bombs hit. Y'all check this out.
Doomsday is here. A nuclear bomb has just unleashed hell right in front of your eyes. The land turns to ash and scatters in the wind in just moments. You have mere seconds to get to safety. But once that blast hits, how could the light burn your skin? Why should you never look at the explosion? And how can taking off your clothes save your life? This is What If, and here's what would happen if a nuke exploded near you. Once that missile launches, you can't escape what's coming next, but what are you facing? Well, 4 types of energy are about to be unleashed. First, a blast wave would rip through the landscape, knocking you around like a rag doll and destroying buildings. After that, brace yourself for intense light, followed by skin-melting heat and deadly radiation. Then, a hot bubble of gas will form a fireball that will vaporize everything inside it. All that dust debris will shoot up into the air, creating the iconic mushroom cloud. Even if you somehow survived this nightmare, why would your life never be the same again? So far, only one nation has used a nuclear bomb against its enemy. The first of the 2 bombs dropped on Japan by the United States during World War II, Little Boy, decimated Hiroshima. It had the strength of 15 kilotons of TNT. But that's nothing compared to what nuclear weapons are packing today. The most powerful is 80 times stronger than what hit Hiroshima. Now, while that would be devastating and level everything for miles, it wouldn't make our planet a nuclear wasteland. You, on the other hand, well, you wouldn't be so lucky. If you happened to be in the blast vicinity, your days would be numbered. Remember that intense bright light? Yeah, well, that flash is strong enough to burn your skin off. These intense flash burns can be fatal, and they killed 50% of the people who died in Japan. And here's hoping you didn't stare directly into that blast, because this devastating light would oversaturate your retinal pigments and leave you blind. Flash blindness can go away after 2 minutes if the explosion happens during the day, but at night, you could be blinded for much longer. And if you weren't sheltered, you may not survive what's coming next. In just a fraction of a second, the nuclear fireball would expand out like a balloon rising into the sky. The heat from that fireball would send out a blast wave that would rip you and the ground under you apart. If you didn't make it indoors before the blast, the supersonic wave might kill you by ripping off your skin or sending you flying through the air. Then, a violent burst of thermal radiation would be released and head right toward you. And unfortunately for you, it's only going to get worse. Next, a second pulse would hit, lasting a few seconds this time. This wave would carry 99% of the total thermal radiation from the nuke. You could be 8 kilometers away and still suffer first-degree burns from this detonation.
So, go back and watch the whole thing. You know, they got me shook, man. I don't want to get no strikes. The video is called "What Happened If a Nuke Hits Near You," right? It's on the What If channel, right? Fair use, commentary purposes only, code 107, guys. You understand? But yeah, y'all go check out that. Check out that. As you hear it, the nuclear bombs ain't no joke. All right? The nuclear bombs ain't no joke, and the Lord is going to use those things to bring down this kingdom. All right? And bring to destroy this kingdom and then bring down his kingdom, right? In New Jerusalem. All right? The kingdom of heaven. You understand? So, guys, don't be letting people send you off. This stuff is so deadly, man. Is you can't. The radiation, if you don't die from the explosion, the radiation gonna kill you. You can't even look out at the blast. It's gonna be so bright, right? So it's you got to get yourself prepared spiritually, because there's nothing you're gonna be able to do. You're not gonna be able to live if you don't be under protection and in that safety place, and the Lord have delivered you about this destruction. You understand? Give me Judges 5:11. Judges 5:11. You got it? Read it.
The book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11.
Judges 5, verse 11. You got it? Read it.
Verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers and
the noise of archers. Read.
Archers in the place of drawing water.
In the place of drawing water, right? The place of war. You understand? Delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water, right? Read.
There shall they rehearse the righteous of acts of the Lord.
That's when we're going to rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, the ones that's delivered. We already, this is a rehearsal, but this is a rehearsal to the rehearsal. This going to be the real deal right here in Judges 5:11. If you make it up out of here. Right? Continue.
Even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
Then the people of the Lord shall go down to the gates, meaning the gates of the kingdom. Right? So, you got to be delivered up out of here. Okay? Then you're going to make it. Once you get delivered up out of this, what's going on in Judges 5:11. All right? So, just because you've been delivered up out of the war, you still got to be delivered up out of the wilderness. When the righteous rehearsals begin. All right? It's going to be rebels that's not going to make it about the wilderness. That's not going to make it about this rehearsal. All the doctrines that we arguing about, they're going to be ashed out in the wilderness. Yahweh Shai going to say, hey, this the way I wanted you to do it. Okay, you was preaching what you was teaching what you taught in sincerity and truth, because we know in part and we prophesied in part. But this is the correct way of doing it. If you don't listen in, off with your head. Off with your head. You're going to be purged up out of there. Right? Give me Ezekiel 20. We're going to start at verse 33. You got it? Read it.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 33. As I live, said the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out.
With fury poured out. It ain't going to be all sweet and nice and all this stuff y'all was learning in the Christian church. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be fury, right? Read.
will I rule over you.
That's the way he's going to rule over us, right? Read.
And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered.
We're going to be gathered in the wilderness. You understand? He's going to bring us up out these countries where we at, right? Read.
With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out.
Read.
And I will bring you into the wilderness.
Into the where?
The wilderness.
Into the wilderness. Into the wilderness, like we just read over there in Judges 5:11. You understand? Read.
Of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face.
The Lord gonna plead with us face to face, and he ain't gonna be pleading with you as in begging with you and talking to you. No, he gonna tell you, and he gonna tell you one time. You don't get it right, it's a wrap for you. Right? Read.
Verse 36. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
He did the same thing with Moses, right? In the land of Egypt, right? What happened? Them brothers didn't make it. Right? They was roaming around out there for 40 years. Only Joshua and Caleb and 20 on down made it. You understand? Continue.
So will I plead with you, said the Lord God.
He's going to plead with us the same way, and we got to listen. Right? Read.
Verse 37. And I will cause you to pass under the rod.
Read.
And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
That's when we going to come into this covenant. All right? That's when this new covenant is going to be fulfilled. We already then started, towards that. There's a lot of things that then started, but when we get them laws in our inward parts, we ain't going to sin no more. Okay, he gonna put them in our inward parts and we ain't gonna sin no more. Jeremiah 31 through 33. You understand? Continue.
Verse 38. And I'll purge out from among you the rebels.
The who?
The rebels.
So it's gonna be a purge. I ain't talking about the purge like in a movie. That's all that right there, that's all a movie. That's entertainment. That's Hollywood. The real purge coming. All right? These rebels gonna be purged out, right? Read.
And them that transgress against me.
And them that transgress against me, meaning against his laws, statutes, and commandments, right? Continue.
I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn,
you right?
Sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
They're not gonna enter into the kingdom. Right? They're going to be purged out, right? Read.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
And you're going to know that he is the Lord. Man, y'all better stop listening to people, man. And you better start paying attention to what's going on. You better repent and turn away from your wicked ways. And wake up to who we are as a people. We the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? You are Israelite according to Deuteronomy 28:15 down to the 68 and a bunch of more scriptures as well. But there's going to be pretty much that milk you need right there to know it. It ain't going to get no plainer than that when you see what happened to our people. All right. Give me Isaiah 66 verse 15. When you got it, read it.
The book of Isaiah chapter 66 verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
With what?
With fire.
There go that fire. There go that fire. Read.
And with his chariots like a whirlwind.
There go them chariots. Okay. They call them UFOs. There go them chariots. Right? Read.
To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So everybody about to get it. It's going to be fire. Them angels, man, in Christ, when they come, it ain't going to be nothing nice. Right? Read.
Verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
That's how you gonna get pled with. It's gonna be fire and a sword. It ain't gonna be, oh, I'm pleading with you. I'm begging, I'm pleading. No, it ain't gonna be that. That's the kind of bleeding you used to, you know, with Keith Sweat begging and Marvin Gaye and all these R&B singers. It ain't gonna be that. Excuse me. It's gonna be, hey, off with your head. Right? Read.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
No, be few.
Shall be many.
No, be a couple.
Shall be many.
Shall be many. Right? Read.
Verse 13. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree.
Hey, the ones that sanctify themselves, purify themselves, right? Because a whole lot of that just went on during Thanksgiving. A whole lot of that about to go on during Christmas, right? Read.
And the midst eating swine's flesh.
Eating what?
Eating swine's flesh.
Eating that Thanksgiving ham. Man, it's a group out here, man. You know, that's why the Lord say all Israel ain't Israel, right? Just because these brothers got Israel on their name, man, that go for them too. The ones that's out here faking it. You know, just seeing the video, man, a brother out here eating pork. Him and his followers, man, eating pork like it's good, eating that swine, right? They got it coming, man. The Lord, them gonna be the ones that being purged out. You might get delivered. If I see that brother get delivered, man, I'm gonna be so far away from him. I'm like, dang, that brother was eating pork. If he make it to the wilderness, I know the Lord about to make an example out of him. Right? Continue.
And the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
Hey, you eating that swine flesh and the abomination and the mouse. There's a lot of people out here eating that mouse too. Eating raccoon, all that's in the rodent family. Possum, squirrels. All right, you want to know about the dietary law, go read Leviticus, the 11th chapter. All right. Okay. And the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. You're going to die by that fire. Matter of fact, let me get the video. I got to get the video real quick, man. I got to get the... Y'all check this out.
My Father's kingdom.
All praises. So that's what we're waiting on. All right? That's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on Yahushua to come back to make it complete. But until then, Judah's going to represent until Yahushua get back and the northern and southern kingdom can become one stick. All right? All of you out there, I pray you're doing the same. Don't let none of these clowns tell you that, you know, this day you can't do this and that day you can't do that. That's not the law of liberty. Law of liberty is when you do what the fuck you want to do. Because the Most High said you could. Don't listen to man. All right. Let's get a view of the spread here. Gonna make the Pharisees mad. Now, what I want you to do, we'll put the camera here. Am I in there? What I want you to do is I want to make sure that you get the hams. They like when we do that. Come in there. Did you get the juices? Ooh, look at there. I'm looking for 4,000 insults. All right. Y'all see that ham? Bring it in again. Bring it in. Real slow. There you go. Y'all see that ham? Woo, ain't that? No, wait a minute. Do y'all see that swine? Hey, check it out. Check out the turkey. All right. Hey, and bring it up here. That's the pork roast. Oh, that's pork roast? Yeah. Oh, shit.
Hey, bro, you can't make this up. I had to go show y'all. So it's some people out here mocking the Most High, claiming it to be Israelites. And you know, coming into this truth, the starter pack is the dietary laws. You're going to start changing the way you eat. Excuse me. Changing the way you dress. That frankincense and myrrh starting to get to me a little bit. No, brothers, this ain't no blunt or cigarette. We don't smoke. Right? But the starter pack, you're gonna change that dietary laws. Sisters gonna start dressing more modest. Brothers gonna grow their beard out. You're gonna start leaving the Christian church. You're gonna stop celebrating these pagan holidays, right? So this brother, man, is coming, or this Jake, right, is coming out. Oh, you can eat whatever you want. Brother, we just read over there in Isaiah 66, right? 66 verse was 16, right? Or 17, 15 through 17. You understand that you can't do that. You can't eat the swine's flesh, right? You're going to be destroyed. He talking about the law of liberty, brother. Your job is to keep the commandments. That's the liberty. You got the liberty to keep the commandments of the Most High God. You understand? Or you can go do what the hell you want and be liberated in sin. That's what you doing. Man, hey, bro, y'all better wake up, brother. Y'all better wake up. I got a few more and we gonna be up out of here. Give me Psalm 68 verse 17. Got it? Read it.
The book of Psalms chapter 68 verse 17. The chariots of God are 20,000.
That's a lot of chariots. If y'all don't hurry up and get yourself together, man, just imagine that, man. You look up, you see 20,000+ chariots. You understand? And they coming to bring judgment of this earth, on Babylon, right? Read.
Even thousands of angels.
Even thousands of angels. Man, you talking about a lot of angels. You can't even put a number on them, right? Read.
The Lord is among them, as in Sinai.
As in Sinai, right? Read.
In the holy place.
So you got to get yourself together, man. Time is running out, man. Stop listening to these preachers and stuff, because they just telling you, hey, man, you ain't got to do nothing. Listen, you got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how the Lord is going to protect you. If you out here just doing all this stuff for the world, man, I know y'all see the Israelites is out here, man. They on the blocks, they on the internet, we everywhere. All right? Got to do better, okay? Give me Zechariah 13:8. You got to read it.
The book of Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Hey, you gonna get cut off, right? 2/3. If you take a slice of pizza, right, out of a pie, what's left over is 2/3. That's more than half, right? Read.
But the third shall be left therein.
That one slice is gonna be saved. Right? Read.
And I will bring thee the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined.
So you're gonna be refined as silver refined, right? You read about that where we going through this change over there in Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. Okay, you gotta get all that wickedness up out of you. You got to be refined as silver and gold, right? Read.
And will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them.
He gonna hear us because we keeping the commandments. So I'm thinking you're gonna have to have ammunition. You're gonna have to have, all this stuff, man, which is okay to keep people off of you. Some of your direct defense. But overall, right, you're going to need the Most High God. Some people got bug out bags. Some people got bunkers. Man, if you ain't got the Lord, man, you ain't going to make it. Right? Read.
I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God.
That's going to be a wonderful feeling. Where the Lord say, hey, man, them my people. Can't nothing touch them. I got them protected. That's what we want, fam. That's what we want. If you ain't living like that, you ain't preparing yourself in that order, you just pretty much in the way. You just fuel for the fire. That's it. All right. Give me Jeremiah 3:14. We're gonna read this one. I got one more and we're gonna wrap it up. Give me that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 14. Turn, oh, backsliding children.
No, keep going like you're going until you get yourself killed.
Turn, oh, backsliding children.
You gotta turn. You gotta turn from your wicked ways. You backsliding, you gotta turn, right? Read.
Saith the Lord.
Saith who?
Saith the Lord.
Read.
For I am married unto you.
Hey, the Lord got a covenant with us, right? He's married to us. He's faithful to us. That's what that's going into. He gonna do his part. We got to do our part, right? Read.
And I will take you one of a city and two of a family.
Imagine that. The statistics of the Lord, of the Most High God, is saying it's going to be like one of a city and two of a family. That means everybody ain't going to make it. Will you make it out? Question mark. Right? You know, you got this system, got their system, got their numbers. You know, the white man got he do his numbers or whatever, his sensors and all that sensory, whatever he be doing, how to figure up his numbers, right? The Lord got his statistics, right? Everybody ain't gonna make it. Read.
And I will bring you to Zion.
Hey, we going to the new kingdom, right? We going to the Lord's kingdom that's gonna be brought down here on this earth. New Jerusalem. Right? Israel, we're going back to our land. You understand? Right? But through all of what you're doing, if you don't know what to do, if you're not out here laboring in this truth, right? You just a brother or sister. Just want to keep the commandments. Right? That's your duty. Okay? Don't be listening to people tell you ain't got to keep the commandments. They tell you that. Once again, run. They trying to get you killed. Give me that Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. We're going to land it with this.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments.
Keep his what?
Keep his commandments.
Read.
For this is the whole duty of man.
That's your duty. You got to fear God and keep his commandments. That's the duty. Right? That's your whole duty. That's the whole summary. That's what sums it up. That ain't your part-time job. That ain't your little something you doing on the side. No, that's your whole job while you here in these flesh bodies. And that's who's going to make it to the place of safety. That's who's going to make it to the new kingdom. That's who's going to be protected when these nuclear bombs hit. And the Most High bring judgment on this land. All right. So I hope this video was edifying. I hope it strengthened your walk. I hope you're out here getting yourself prepared spiritually. Right? Getting mentally prepared. Get yourself physically prepared. Right? Because we got Jacob's trouble coming. We got things where we're going to have to move around and gonna be like pilgrims again. Be like pilgrims out here on the earth. You understand? So we got to get prepared, family. So this has been another Wednesday night exhortation. Look yourself in the mirror. Be honest. And ask yourself, will you make it out? All right. Love y'all, family. Shalom. Once we realize this is not our rest, and the war is within, the battle is within, Are you gonna stay at the house, man? Help me defend the fort, man. Help me defend the fort. We ain't got long. Leave well enough alone. I'm the king of the castle. I caught you with a lasso. Had a dream, I ain't baffled. Put her up like a scaffold. Going down like TikTok. She been riding since I was in flip-flops. 6-pack, now the belly on pop. Pumping me against the world pop. Now we really on top. We riding together when the satellites and phone drops. Stand together through the stormy weather and dry crops. Harvest what we can't plan what the man got for us upstairs. All the weeks and the tears, be prepared for him. He gon' separate them, let's just keep going, keep growing. Ralph Lauren fringes be on polo shirts, ribbon the blues, but we know our worth. We the salt of the earth. It's not our rest, but we still flying. Got a lot of money.